What's going on, guys? Marc Guberti here. In this video, we're going to talk about how to create great thumbnails for your YouTube videos. Those thumbnails matter a ton because they really influence the click-through rate. And if your videos are able to get a lot of clicks, then YouTube is going to have a bigger incentive to promote your videos instead of someone else's videos. And if you guys are looking to grow your YouTube audience, make sure you subscribe because we do talk about this very frequently on the channel. Now, what I'm going to do with this video is I'm going to start with some basic principles, and then we're actually going to go into Canva, which is my software of choice for creating the thumbnails. Canva is totally free. I, however, use Canva Pro. We will talk about all of that. Before we do, though, those basic principles you want to understand is you want to look at other people's thumbnails in your industry because those are going to be the people you compete with for those clicks. If someone's thumbnail looks better than yours, or if they have a better title, they are naturally going to get that click. So you want to look around to get some good ideas for what you could do with your thumbnails. And then at the end of the day, figure out how you can create a thumbnail that stands out from those competitors. It's good to have an idea of what types of videos are already ranking for the keywords you want to rank for before you go all out and create a thumbnail for your video. The second thing to keep in mind is just know who your audience is. For some people, it makes more sense to be in a suit and tie for every video. For other people, it makes more sense to be casual. So think about how you appear, what type of brand you represent, and think about your audience as well as you put in that effort to creating the thumbnails. So with that basic stuff addressed, we're going to jump into my Canva right now to show you what creating a thumbnail looks like. So we're looking at a thumbnail about how I got my first 5,000 YouTube subscribers. This has a 5% click-through rate for me. One thing you'll notice in the thumbnails, I have 5,000 subscribers in a big red circle. That pretty much shows the social proof, and it gives people a result they can go after. So if you're able to put in results or anything like that, that's going to help you a ton. Another thing that is really important is I actually have a custom font that I put into Canva, and there are a few different custom fonts that work. This one being the President font, put a Z in there instead of an S, and that font works really well for me. I use Canva Pro, which allows me to upload custom fonts, and it is these custom fonts that really do perform. You'll see some of those other options of custom fonts that I've uploaded because the font really makes a difference in terms of the click-through rate you get for your videos. And as you could also see the picture behind me, also Canva Pro, it shows the growth. Like on this video, I want to emphasize growth because people grow their YouTube channels to get 5,000 is something they want. So that's the President font. Now we're looking at that yellow rectangle. This is actually a style that works for me. Black font, yellow in the background, kind of like a highlighter. And when you do find something that works for you, you just stick with it. I've had a few different styles, and that was something that worked for me, and I just stick with it. So I have that picture of myself. I do use that picture very often in the thumbnails, but it certainly isn't the only picture. So you will see actually this thumbnail as we're doing this video, you'll see this picture of me. I sometimes use that picture, and we also have another picture. You will be seeing the Twitter marketing strategies. If I had to do this thumbnail again, I'd definitely do something different with the background because it's just blue with the bird. But that is another picture of me that I use. The Twitter marketing strategies font is also one of those fonts that I uploaded into Canva, which you are only able to do with Canva Pro. This thumbnail did well for me, but the other ones have done better for me. Like the blog full-time one has done pretty well for me, but especially that one on getting your first 5,000 YouTube subscribers. So it is vital to figure out your own style, look at the data, and then go on from there. So again, I mentioned that yellow highlighter working really well for me. So I've been using it for my future thumbnails, like this low content publishing thumbnail, which also got over a 5% click-through rate. You'll see I have Amazon KDP there because that's what a lot of my viewers are thinking when they see that video. And there's also a nice contrast to the background. You have the blue, you have the orange, and it creates a very dynamic view. Like I want bright colors in my background. And then we have the typewriter there. That's the hero of your video. You always want to emphasize that, put that in center. For some of my other videos, I like to have a Mac keyboard in there, which you may see in the blog full-time video. And that picture with the typewriter is also from Canva Pro, which is certainly night and day when it comes to creating thumbnails. Canva Pro really has made a big difference for me, and I definitely would recommend you make that investment if you guys do want to make better thumbnails. Now, it will take some trial and error to figure out which thumbnail styles work best for you. I know the black text and the yellow highlighter. It took me a while before I figured out that was the thing that best worked for my thumbnail. So definitely try a lot of different things and also look at the data as you go. If 3 hours into one of my videos, I've got a click-through rate less than 1%, I immediately change that thumbnail. And when it is a thumbnail that gets such a really bad click-through rate within the first 3 hours, I look at that thumbnail and it's a sign that I did things differently, that kind of abandoned my existing rubric. So an important part about creating great thumbnails is this is quantifiable. It's one thing for you to look at your thumbnail and think it's beautiful, but it's another thing to go into your dashboard and see a 5% click-through rate or a 6% click-through rate or even 7 and 8% click-through rate, which I have gotten for some of my videos. The click-through rate is that real indicator as to if your thumbnail is good. And you may think it looks artsy or something like that, or you may be happy with the way the thumbnail looks, but we'd all rather have a thumbnail that gets a 5% click-through rate versus a 3% click-through rate. So the data is going to be your best friend in helping you figure out what styles work best for you. Canva is the resource that I use. I do recommend you guys play around with it. One thing I did not mention in that Canva tutorial is that they do give you the sizes for the YouTube thumbnail. So it's not like you have to resize the image or do anything like that. What you see in Canva is exactly what you get. They give you that template. They give you a variety of templates also. If you want to do Instagram posts, Pinterest pins, Canva has all those templates already set up for you. All you got to do is put in the assets to create that final thumbnail. So if you guys want more videos like this one, make sure you subscribe, hit the like button gently to just show that you guys enjoyed this video. And I'd love to hear from you guys in the comments how you're doing on your YouTube journey. That's all for me. Take care, everyone. See you in the next one.